All right, guys, it's going to be live here in a couple seconds. All right, guys, it's going to be live. Cool. Thank you, Steve. I'm going to make you host again. I am all done.
Okay. And they're not sitting at your computer, are they?
They are not. I think Hannah has got that. I mean, if we have to, I can use mine.
No,
but,
she should be.
Yeah.
Just not there yet. So
cool. Appreciate it.
Hi guys, I just want to do a quick update. We're waiting on some radio interviews and then I'll have them out.
So before we get started, just so everyone knows, we're starting with the players first and then Coach Bluder at the end. When you have a question for a player, raise your hand. I'll try to make sure that I see it and do this correctly. And if not, don't be afraid to hit a chat and make sure that I see it. Or wave wildly on your screen. All right, I think we're ready to start. Mckenna, good evening. Can you hear me okay, Mckenna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
All right. Mckenna, thanks for joining us. So our first student athlete this evening is Mckenna. Go ahead and let me know as you have questions and we will get started. Questions for Mckenna? All right, our first question is from Christine Hopkins. Go ahead.
Hey, McKenna, how are you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. So my question is, so last season you kind of started games kind of where you were needed rather than actually getting like a true start, so to say. So what was it like getting that start in this very first game?
It was really exciting. I think that this season it has helped me grow into more of a leadership role as well. Last season I just wanted to come in and help however I could, and this season they're looking for me to do some more facilitating, some more rebounding, especially since we had lost Amanda. So honestly, it's just an honor, I guess, is a good way to put it.
Our next question is from John Bonenkamp.
McKenna, how important was it to get a game in after the weeks of practice? How important was it for you guys to just get a game in tonight?
It was amazing. It's definitely a different atmosphere. We've been scrimmaging our practice players, and that's great. But to actually play a different team and however many months it's been it was amazing. It was a lot of fun, and I think it was just a good way to start the season out. So.
And our next question is from Dargan.
Yeah, you obviously saw pretty quickly tonight what Caitlyn Clark does for your guys' offense and how much that really just bleeds throughout the whole team. Just in her debut tonight, to get what you got from her, how big is that and how much is that going to kind of be what's expected moving forward?
Yeah, she's an amazing player, obviously. Everyone can tell that. But she works really hard in practice as well, which you can't see. And so it's really inspiring, and she brings a lot to the table. Obviously, she can facilitate for herself, but what she does for other people often goes unnoticed. Passes and everything like that. But she's an amazing player, a really good addition.
Our next question, Josh Christensen.
McKenna, with how young this team is, how big was it for you guys to kind of show how much you can really click? You got off to that early lead. UNI comes back, but then you guys are able to pull away at the end. How big is that to show that what this team can really be despite how young the roster really is?
Right. We are definitely a young team this year, but we have a lot of experienced players. And I think it really showed that we can play well as a team as well. And I think our defense was really good today, which last year we had some trouble with that against UNI, our first game. And so the first game to start out like this is a really good confidence booster. And I think it was important, especially for a young team.
And Dargan, do you have a second question?
Yeah, just everybody's kind of going through getting adjusted with no fans here for the first time. Was that a big deal at all for you guys, or how quickly did you kind of, absorb that as the new norm for this season?
Obviously it's different, but you don't really notice it, I guess. You kind of tune out the fans even when they're in the stadium. And I thought our bench did a really good job of bringing the energy too, especially a couple of fans that we did. I don't know. I guess it was a difference, but it wasn't something we couldn't handle. And I think that the energy we bring is the most important.
Okay. Any further questions for Mckenna? All right. Mckenna, thank you very much for your time this evening. Congratulations on your first win.
Thank you.
Playing for the game brought to you by UPS basketball from Clearfield,
Game out there.
Okay, those players are ready. Okay, I'll introduce them. She had 27 and 8. Is that right?
Yeah.
And Warnock had 14 and 13.
14 and 13.
14 and 13. And Monica had 19.
Yeah.
Did you have much damage?
Good evening, Monica. Thanks for joining us this evening.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
I still have
Congratulations.
to get my car in.
Thank you.
Though, if you have a question for Monica, please
I need
let
to
me know. Raise your
take it to a
hand.
body shop, but that's the
Jeff
only
Linder, go ahead, please.
Yeah.
How motivated was this team?
Got a new roof put on.
What happened this year up at
We got
City
the holes in it.
Yeah.
We got to get the gutters done in the back.
Hang on,
We're
Jeff,
ready to
if
pull
you
gutters.
could.
Yeah.
We're hearing background noise. Everyone, please.
Morgan, I think your mic is on.
For that deal way back in April, and that already tore apart.
Sounds like I'm hearing radio, Rob's interview.
Yeah, the radio is loud over here too.
Okay, it looked like someone extra's mic was on still.
All right,
Okay, thank you.
go ahead, Jeff. Let's try that again. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Can you hear me okay now, Monica? Okay. How motivated was this team after what happened last year up at Cedar Falls?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were definitely really motivated. You never want to lose like we did last year at UNI. And we knew we had a shot with them at our home court, even without fans. We just knew we really had to bring it to them. And obviously, there's the added emphasis of it being our first game and us just really wanting to gun and come out here. So I think all those things put together led to the score tonight.
Our next question from Christine Hopkins.
Hey, Monica. So last season, not really having a true backup center behind you, what did you like about what you and Sharon were able to accomplish tonight?
Yeah, I mean, she pulled down some incredible rebounds and had some great finishes. I think it's just really nice to especially be able to have the 2 5s to be able to come in, work with each other really well. I mean, we've been pushing each other in practice, and I think that goes to show on the court, like during games. She's just a great person. It's so nice to have her come in and sub for me, and I know I can just really trust her when she's out there, and she played amazing tonight. So, yeah, I'm super pumped about it.
Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, how would you describe Caitlyn's first game, her debut? I think she had 27 points. What was what did you see from her?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely saw a lot of her quickness and her speed. I think we pushed it really well in transition. Obviously, sometimes we went a little bit too fast, but I really think there's just some stuff we can fine tune. She did great. She made a whole bunch of shots, had some amazing assists. I think she just had a really good all around game. So I'm just really excited to have the rest of the season like that.
All right. Any further questions for Monica? All right, Monica, thanks for joining us this evening. Congratulations on your win.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Oh, wow, I forgot I was hooked on.
So you won't get very far.
I was about to run over here. Okay.
Thanks, Monica.
Yep, thank
Good job
you.
up there. Good to see you again.
Yes.
I'm going to mic you up. If you just want to take it. Go, come on.
Thank you.
Then you just sit down.
Okay.
I did.
Good evening, Caitlyn. Thanks for joining us. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
All right. If we have questions, I see Jeff Linder. First question for Caitlyn.
How did you visualize this game, and how did it compare to what you thought it might be?
Pretty similar. I'm a big visual person. Before every game, I try to take time and just visualize what I want to happen in the game. So pretty similar. I mean, I had a few mental lapses, made some mistakes that I'll probably clean up, but other than not having fans, that's about it. That was a little different. So.
Did you visualize 27 points?
I set my goals pretty high. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm shocked, but it's a good start to the season for sure.
All right, our next question comes from Darren Miller.
Hi, Caitlyn. It looked, the pregame introductions looked like you were pretty eager to get out there early. Whoa, what kind of happened there?
Well, in our scrimmage, I went first, so I just assumed we went first, and then I went second today, and I just thought, I didn't think he said my West Des Moines, Iowa correctly, so I didn't think it was me because I didn't hear it right, but it was me, but it's okay. My first time. I'll learn.
Our next question is from Josh Christensen.
Okay, Lynn, I mean, each shot, how much did your confidence just grow? Because we saw you throw up some deep threes. There was the behind the back, step back. I mean, each and every time, how much did your confidence really grow as the game went on?
Yeah, I think it was good. I got to the basket early rather than settling for some threes. And as the game went on, my confidence definitely grew. And I was able to, I think getting to the basket kind of opened up that 3-point range for me. And in the second half, I kind of got a few more looks there.
All right, Josh, did you have a follow? Nope. Okay. Any further questions for Caitlyn? Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, how would you compare the pace of the game, the speed of the game to, you know, what you saw in high school or club ball or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think on most of the teams I've played on, it's been fast paced, go, go, go. So that hasn't really necessarily been different. I think the college court kind of got me there in the second quarter. I was a little winded. I think both teams were a little winded, but other than that, it didn't really affect me much. And that's how we practice, fast, fast, fast. So I don't think it was much different in that regard. And that's how we like to play. And I think we did it really well.
Our next question comes from Darren Miller.
Caitlyn, you mentioned the college court, but was there anything that, and you mentioned visualization too, but anything you didn't expect or that was something, you know, out of the ordinary for you?
Not really. I mean, obviously fans would be nice, but that's just not happening right now. But other than that, I think it was pretty much everything that I expected. And it was nice to see the boys play before us. So kind of knew what was going to happen. But other than that, I pretty expected everything that happened.
Okay, any further questions for Caitlyn? All right, Caitlyn, thanks for joining us tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, well, next will be Coach Bluder.
You can sit down.
All right. Good evening, Coach. Can you hear me okay?
I can. Hi, Steve.
How you doing? Congratulations on your opening win. And we'll start with an opening statement from Coach, and we'll take questions after that. Please raise your hand when you have a question. Thanks, Coach.
Well, this one feels good to get back. You know, we had kind of sat on that one for a while last year. But, you know, actually last year after this game, something kind of clicked with our team. And so, you know, looking back on it in hindsight, you never like to lose, but I think we did something change with our team after that. But anyway, tonight's game, very nice to get it back. Just really thankful that we got to play. You know, our administration has done so much to get us ready for this game, to give us opportunities to play. Our trainers have done an amazing job learning how to do testing. And, you know, I'm just so proud of our players for, you know, staying away from situations where they could get this. So I'm very thankful that we got to play tonight. That third quarter was about as good a quarter as I've seen. We shot the ball well in all areas, in my opinion. You know, 2.3-point free throw percentage. The second half offensive rebounds were as good as I've seen in a long time from our team. And then Mckenna Warnock, I thought, had a really nice game, a double-double. You know, 13 rebounds, 14 points, had 5 offensive rebounds, had 6 assists. So leads us in that category. I was really happy. And of course, you know, Caitlyn's debut was pretty fun for her and for all of us.
All right. Our first question comes from Christine Hopkins.
Hi, Coach. Congrats on the win. So tonight you put up a young starting lineup, obviously. but there was a lot of size there too. So what's it like having all that height at your disposal this season, and how do you think it worked for you tonight?
I don't know that we're that big, actually. I mean, because, Gabby's not that big and Alexis, and they really took advantage of posting those guys up at times. And so, I know Caitlyn is maybe a little bit taller point guard, but we're not that big at, I guess Kate Martin is pretty good size at the 3 position. But I don't think that we're big when you compare us to other Big Ten schools.
All right, our next question comes from John Bonenkamp.
Lisa, did this feel like a normal game tonight? I mean, did it just kind of feel like, or how did it feel for you and for the team?
It didn't really. I mean, I was excited to get going and to start another year and just to play, but it didn't feel the same. I mean, there's just, the environment is so special here in Carver Hawkeye Arena with our attendance. We were, I think, 9th best in the country or 10th best, whatever, in attendance last year. And, we just have such a great environment. Our game management people do such a good job. Our spirit squad, our band, they're all amazing, and they really add to the enjoyment of the game. And then, of course, not having, the energy from our crowd, that is a big one. So it did feel weird. It almost felt like a scrimmage. Like it really did, like, one of those early season scrimmages, that closed scrimmage. That's really what it felt more like.
Our next question comes from Jeff Linder.
What were kind of your expectations for Caitlyn's debut, and how did she, her actual performance stack up against that?
Yeah, she's what we expected as far as, she's so good with the ball in her hands, and she can score at so many different areas. She's going to get better. She turned the ball over too many times tonight. She's a really good passer. You can see that long court pass to Lauren on the run was beautiful. And so I think you're going to have even more fun seeing her in the future, because you'll see her passing skills a little bit more. But we all know what an offensive threat she is. And honestly, we've been recruiting Caitlyn for so long. We've been hoping for this day for a long time that we'd actually get to coach her. And so it was fun to have that happen.
All right, our next question comes from Josh Christensen.
Oh, Coach, not just with Caitlyn, but what was it like to see just kind of the growth of this team with how young this roster is? Even the ones that were here last year taking on a bigger role, and seeing some of the freshmen tonight.
Yeah, we're extremely young. When you look at our starting lineup, and I think we have two sophomores and a freshman and it was just an incredibly young team out there. And that's what worried me going into this game, because I think veteran teams have the advantage with this shorter season and these non-conference, not having those non-conference games early, that you can kind of play with your rotations and that sort of thing. So that was what worried me. But I am very pleased with where our team is. Even though they're young, they have good chemistry. They work hard. They come focused. They're very coachable. They listen and they adapt really well. So as far as a young team, I'm really pleased with just how they're performing. And, the future looks pretty bright for the Hawks.
Any further questions for Coach Bluder? Christine, did you have another question, please?
Yeah, so you mentioned a little while ago how nice it is to have kind of a backup center again. So what did you like about what you saw from Monica and Sharon tonight?
Yeah, that was kind of one thing I thought was a little bit of a problem for us last year. We didn't have a true backup center, and now we do. And even though she's a freshman, you can see how good she's going to be. She is just a workhorse in there. She's a fighter. She doesn't back off down to anybody. She's physical. She runs the floor well. I'm really happy for Sharon, and you could see, like, when she did well, how excited her team got for her. Monica has been just enjoyed having this opportunity to really bring her along. And Megan did the same thing for Monica. So Monica's just repaying it, pay it forward, and she's doing that.
All right. And any further questions for Coach Bluder?
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time tonight. Congratulations. Just a reminder, Hannah will be sending out credential information tomorrow for the next opportunity. The women are back in action December 2nd at Drake and return home December 5th to host Wisconsin to start Big Ten play. So with that, everyone have a good evening and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks. You bet.